All right, hey everybody, so welcome to another After Series video. So today's video is my review for the graphic novel of After Volume 1 graphic novel. But before I get into that, because I have a whole lot of praise to heap on this thing, like this exceeded my wildest expectations. It gave me everything that I want as an After fan and more, despite me having one major criticism that did deduct a couple of points a little bit. One of the things, but before I get into all that, I wanted to go ahead and address something that I have seen like some people bring up in the fandom. So clearly there is some confusion. This was always meant to be a 7-volume release. They were never going to release an entire adaptation right here out of the gate in this first release of the graphic novel. They were always shooting for a 7-volume release with 2 volumes released a year. So we'll get volume 2 sometime later this year, 3 and 4 next year, and so on and so forth until we finally get to volume 7. Now, to go ahead and talk about the story of the graphic novel, to go ahead and talk about, like what is the story of the graphic novel, it's the same as the book. Like, it's literally the same as the book. So basically, Volume 1 introduces us to Tessa Young, who is a freshman at Washington Central University. She has an overbearing mother, an overbearing, overprotective mother. She has a straight-laced, buttoned-up boyfriend named Noah. When she gets there, she meets Hardin Scott, the cocky British bad boy. She meets her roommate, Steph. She meets Tristan, Nate, Zed, Molly. I mean, all the cast of characters that will make up our entire, universe of After, and especially Landon. So one of the things that Anna Todd talked about during the launch event at Barnes & Noble that she did for the graphic novel was about the process of having to go through a 582-page book and adapt it down into a 192-page graphic novel. Because this is a graphic novel, look, things are going to have to be shortened. Parts of the story are going to have to be shortened, kind of like sped through, to the dialogue. They are not drastic, though. So before anybody starts freaking out, before anybody starts, getting, flashbacks to that first movie or even to like the film adaptations, there are no drastic changes that are going to be made to the graphic novel, for the adaptation, because this time Anna Todd made sure to keep in the elements that she knew that the fans were anticipating and the moments that all of us desperately wanted to see in the After movie, but did not end up getting. And one of the major things that I did do a complete and utter backflip over with the graphic novel is that the scene that makes like a lot of people's list of like, oh, I wish they would have put this in the movie, is the scene where Hardin comes into Tessa's dorm room, takes her papers and just flings them up, and, then they have their kiss. That is here. That is here in Volume 1 of the graphic novel, and Pablo Andreas captures it beautifully. Another major thing that I did love about the book, and one of the other things that Anna Todd did talk about wanting to do with the graphic novel, is that she made sure that the side characters are there. So Molly, Steph, and Zed, Tristan, Nate finally makes an appearance in this thing. And one of the things that the fans will be very excited for is the fact that the Tessa Hardin Zed storyline, it is here. She did make sure that that was actually in the book, in the graphic novel, and that it was put back in because it really is important. That a very important plot line that was unfortunately lost in the adaptation process when it came to doing the film. And you know what? One of the major things that I do love about the side characters, one of the major things I will always trumpet when it comes to these side characters, is that they are just so important to the story. They just add that little extra oomph to the story, kind of like adding more to like the mythology of the After series. Kind of like, populating the world, because love them or hate them, they do add something extra to the story. Now, it does do what you want it to do. This Volume 1 does do what you want it to do, which is to give you, your fan favorite moments, to introduce the characters. It did feel, a little quick in moments. And you know what? The slow burn of Hessa is still there. It is still there. But like I said, this is not the full book. So um, it really is impossible to get like every aspect of the story in. And one of the things is that graphic novels are very different, and because they're adaptations, because they are another adaptation, they do have to be done in an entirely new way. But guess what? Before I even pretend like like, oh, this is a major criticism, it's not, because guess what? We still have 6 more volumes to go, with volume 2 releasing later this fall, and then 5 of additional volumes will follow over the next couple of years. One of the things that I do love about this, and one of the things I am completely obsessed over, is the illustrations by Pablo Andreas. I mean, this knocked it out of the park when it comes to the illustrations done by Pablo Andreas, because you know what? Every single frame, every single panel, every single character, I mean, it is just pitch perfect. It's so beautiful. It's so well done. And one of the major things I do enjoy is the black on Hardin, is the black clothes on Hardin, because it really does make him stick out. It really does, kind of, set himself, from the pack of the rest of the characters. And another major thing that I do want to give praise to, is the tattoos. Because one of the things that I have seen in like some graphic novels or in some comic books is that when it comes to tattoos, they're just squiggles. They're just squiggles, just like little like tiny squiggles. Not really tattoos. Just really squiggles. That they're supposed to represent tattoos. In this, the attention to detail is off the fucking charts. This actually, because you can see it right here in the novel, because like this is actually like a pretty good representation of how it is drawn in the actual book, is that they actually look like real tattoos. It actually looks like a real tattoo. It doesn't just look like a bunch of like squiggly lines here and there to actually say that like, oh, he has tattoos. And you know what? If you want to learn more about the process of adapting these characters, if you want to know more about the process of the drawings, of the illustrations, of the coloring, the behind the scenes is at the back of the graphic novel. One of the major things is that like some of my favorite scenes are in the graphic novel. So of course we get the scene where of course, like I already said, Hardin comes into Tessa's dorm room, the papers get flung up, and they have the kiss. Another scene that I was actually really happy to see is that we did get like a real adaptation of the lake scene. That we did get like an R-rated adaptation of the lake scene. We did get like some of the sex scenes from the from this first part. And one of the things that I will say is that this is not for kids. If you read the books, then you know that this is not for kids, and that carries over into the graphic novel. So yeah, no, like this is an R-rated adaptation. That they continue that, hey, the book was R-rated, so we're gonna make the graphic novel R-rated. The only real criticism that I had, and this is why this video has taken a while, to kind of come out, for me to kind of make this video, is because I really did want to think about this. I love Shane Paul McGee. I love Shane Paul McGee. And I really do wish they did keep Landon as a person of color. I wish they did not go back to a white guy. I wish that they did not draw him as a white guy. I wish that they would have kept Landon as a person of color in the graphic novel, because when you really do look at these characters, well, first of all, it proves that the casting in the movies was great. The casting was never the issue. I actually love all these actors, but you know what? It's clear that they also did use the actors as the inspiration, because you can see Joe and Tessa, you can see, a Hero in some of these panels as Hardin, you can see, Khadijah Red Thunder as Steph, you can see, Inanna Sarkis as Molly, Selma Blair as Carol, Rob Estes as Ken. So yeah, they clearly did use the actors from the films as a little bit of the inspiration for this. But then you have Landon, who, like I said on Twitter, it looks like me. it looks like either me or Dylan Sprouse. Like me, if I actually lost like a fuck ton of weight. Dylan Sprouse as Trevor, like that. That looks like that's kind of like how Landon looks like in the graphic novel. He looks like Dylan Sprouse. So yeah, I just really do wish that they did keep Landon as a person of color. And the funny thing is that when you look at Tristan, he kind of looks like Shane. He kind of looks like Shane. So I just kind of wish that they did, keep Landon as a person of color, because like Tristan does kind of look like Shane a little bit. But yeah, overall, I loved it. Overall, I love this graphic novel, and it exceeded my wildest expectations. It really is a good adaptation of Anna Todd's After book. For me, the cliffhanger came at just the right moment, because I was kind of reading it knowing that this was going to be only volume 1, so I was like wondering, like, okay, where are they going to stop? Where are they going to stop? Where are they going to stop? And it really did come at like the most perfect moment. And it really did leave me salivating for the next volume, and I really am hoping that there's not going to be too much of a delay between volume 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4, as we get into like next year, and then the year after that, and the year after that, until we finally get all the volumes, because I need volume 2. I need all the volumes right now, because this exceeded every single one of my wildest expectations, and I was really happy as an After fan. This gave me all the major moments that I wanted, all the major moments that I wish had been in the film or adapted better in the film. This gave me everything that I wanted and more, outside of course, my criticism of the fact that, I wish that Landon had stayed a person of color. But yeah, no, I overall will give this an A. If they kept Landon as a person of color, I would have given this an A+, but unfortunately, I gotta give it an A. But that's still pretty high. So yeah, if you're an After fan, if you're a fan of this series, you can't go wrong with this graphic novel. You're going to love the hell out of it. So jump down to the comment section below. Let me know what you think. As always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your continued love and support. As always, remember, if you like what you see here and you want to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and let's go through all the stuff you'll be able to find on this channel right now. So I'll be bringing you guys constant updates on After We Fell and After Ever Happy. You guys can be so updated that you'll be begging me to stop the updates. Because I was gone for so long, because I was terminated for so long, there's still some stuff from After We Collided that I do have to catch up on, including topic videos, and those are coming sooner rather than later. As always, remember, this channel would not be able to grow to the heights that it has without you guys, and so for that, I'm eternally grateful. I know, there are plenty of fans out there, old and new, who have no idea, absolutely no idea that this channel exists, so please keep sharing the channel. Please keep spreading the word of Charles's movie channel, because this will easily be one of the best, if not the best, After series channels you'll find right here on YouTube, or dare I say anywhere. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Keep liking, keep subscribing, keep sharing. My name is Charles. Welcome to the After Series channel. I'll see you later, After fans, Joe fans, Hero fans. Take care, y'all.